Okay. All right. I hope we're good to go here. Let's see. Okay. We are on live. So good morning, everyone. This is Jennifer Eaves from Utah. Looks like there's a couple numbers I don't recognize, but many of you I know. And so hello to everyone. Hopefully everyone's going to conference. I'm super excited. It's coming up this week. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But it's always, I love conference, seeing my friends and hearing the awesome things happening in Reliv. So, all right. So quick background, I've been in Reliv for over 16 years. I've never looked anywhere else. I love Reliv. I love everything about Reliv. Their products are unbeatable. They're amazing. Their comp plan is great. They're such a good company and super excited about what's happening, what's coming, and we'll talk about some of that. So I've had great results myself with digestive issues and insomnia. And I will say right off the bat that I've noticed even better results adding Reliv's new RLV product, which is super cool. I had insomnia for 15 years, never had a good night's sleep. All the years I was raising young children, I was super exhausted. I had a hard time falling asleep, and if I fell asleep and I woke up for any reason, which happened very easily with a crying baby or whatever, I could never go back to sleep. So functioning on a couple hours of sleep a night, went on Reliv, had super great results. But I've noticed even better results. I take a little bit before bed and just fall asleep super quickly and sleep soundly. And my digestion's even better. So way cool. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. We have a lot to cover today. But just wanted to talk briefly about Reliv. They are a super amazing company. Like I just said, they're 30 years in business. They're debt-free. They own their own manufacturing plant. Their products are tested and retested. They have amazing integrity. They're international, and they have everything in place for us to grow a business: customer service, product development, manufacturing. And they put distributors first, and I love that. They are such amazing people. The corporate leaders, they'll remember your name, your birthdays. Like they're just great people. So super proud myself to be a part of a great company. Part of training, I think, is important to talk about the products. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time, but people want to know. They want to know why our products are different. There obviously are many, many different options out there with supplements and protein drinks and weight loss plans and all of that. And so if we, not that we have to down any other companies or products, we don't want to do that, but if we are familiar with our products and why they're different and maybe some of the positives with Reliv, then it's, then that I feel is very important. And so I always, like to mention to people that Reliv, we kind of have 4 areas now that we focus on: our basic nutrition, and share a little bit about that, about how Reliv works at an epigenetic level, and its absorption is fabulous, and it's patented as a whole food. Many are clinically proven, and how we have functional formulas that target certain areas like diabetes and blood sugar management, joints, muscle, heart. And then we have our Fit 3 line, which most of you know, so I'm not going to explain it a lot, but I just explain to people how it helps. It helps support a healthy lifestyle changes. The products support that as far as how they cleanse and add protein and help with cravings and boost your metabolism. And then kind of our 4th area is our new CBD line, which is super amazing. So our new RLV, we have 3 out. We have 2 isolates, which just talks about now, and it's important to explain to people. Almost every person I've talked to that's interested in CBD, I ask them if they know the difference between an isolate and a full spectrum, because they obviously have to choose, and most everyone says no. So as Reliv distributors, it's important that we understand the difference. So what the isolate is they take CBD in its purest form and they just isolate that out of the hemp plant and add MCT oil, which is multi-chain triglycerides, to that. So you're just basically getting just the CBD, the medicinal benefits of that in the isolate. And that one has 0% THC. Another thing that's very important as distributors that we share with people, because we all have seen CBD everywhere. There are huge here in Utah. You drive to Salt Lake, and I passed 4 billboards the other day with huge, you know, advertising CBD. So it's everywhere. So people are hearing about it. They're looking for it. And so it's up to us to just, as distributors, to help them understand why Reliv CBD is different, or what to look for in a CBD product. One thing, sorry, I just had my brother trying to call me. But one thing that's important to help people understand, THC is the part that makes you, the part of a marijuana plant that causes a high and can hallucinate, you know, can cause hallucinating and addictions and things. And so Reliv has provided a certificate of analysis. It's very easy to find now. I emailed Reliv and said, make it easier to find, and they did it within like 10 minutes. So they're so awesome. But if you click on RLV, the product on Reliv, there'll be a link right there to find the, I think they call it something different, a certificate of analysis or some, I mean, that's what I call it, but they have a little different name. But anyway, it's super easy to find. And so with that, people are absolutely assured that what is on the label is in the bottle. And so there's many, I think the FDA said about 70% of CBD products sold have, you know, they're just not good quality. They have mold, toxins, chemicals. Some have too high levels of THC. Some they found marijuana in. So anyway, it's just good that people find a high quality. And then we have Reliv's full spectrum. And what full spectrum is a, it takes all the benefits of the hemp plant. So there are more cannabinoids in hemp than just CBD, so it has more of those. You can see them listed here. It has plant terpenes, which are super important. You can search that, Google that, and see what those do. And then it also has other essential elements of nutrition, like 20 essential amino acids, calcium, magnesium, iron, potassium. So it has all these other benefits from the hemp plant added to it. And the full spectrum may contain up to 0.3% THC, which is untraceable amounts. So it may, they do not say on this that this one is 0%, but we do know for sure that it's untraceable amounts. So, all right, so super exciting. A couple reasons why, you know, CBD is sort of new for all of us. And I've spent quite a bit of time getting educated. I continue to do that, and I think it's important for all of us to do that. But one of the main reasons why CBD from hemp especially works is because the endocannabinoid system in the body is extremely important. It's kind of how the body communicates. So the neurotransmitters, receptors in the brain that form communication with the entire body, those are, that's the endocannabinoid system. So what happens with cannabinoids from cannabis plants, they mimic those effects. So basically they help your body communicate more effectively. They help neurotransmitters fire better. And the endocannabinoid system regulates almost every important bodily function. So if you look into, I think on PubMed, there's right around 6,400 clinical studies on CBD. And if you look into how CBD is helping people, it almost just covers the whole gamut of the body and the functions of the body. So the endocannabinoid system helps with cardiovascular and circulatory systems, inflammation and immune system, pain and pain management, muscle function, reproductive processes, digestive processes, learning, memory, metabolism, management of moods. So, it's super exciting because it just helps the whole body. All right, so this is a training, and we're going to talk a little bit about how to build a business in Reliv. And this is, we do the same thing over and over every day. Things are changing a little bit, which I'll talk about. But sorry, I have to do something super fast, so I'm okay. Anyway, so every day, this is kind of what I'm going to talk about today is kind of our job description. And it's in a circle because we just do it over and over and over. I'm going to spend a little bit of time today talking about identifying, because really this is where our business starts. This is, you could call it making a list. This is, the bigger our list and the more people we have to talk to, the bigger our business will be. And so I have so there is a man, and I'll talk about this a little bit more later, but I have been trying to really educate myself more on how to build online and how to grow a bigger business. I qualified for the Hawaii trip, but I've really been just working on trying to find people, new prospects. So, and I run every morning, and I listen to, I'll talk about this a little bit more later, but I just go to YouTube and I'll type in a question like how to make a list or how to share on social media or whatever. And I just am trying to educate myself and listen and learn. And Eric Worre, W-O-R-R-E, is a man that's been very, very successful in network marketing. And he talks about making a list. In fact, if you go online, he has a whole, it's called a memory jogger, and it kind of helps you think of people. But he says finding quality people to prospect is a skill. I think that's supposed to say begin. Begin to study the people who have built large and successful organizations, and you'll find that leaders and network marketing companies approach finding people to talk to as one of their core skills. It's part of their job to find new people. They aren't interested in luck. They aren't worried about running out of people. They make sure this never happens. So he kind of, he talked about how there's kind of 3 different types of people someone is being noisy and I can't get my drop-down menu. There is a little background noise, so it's not super loud, but maybe if you're not muted, you could mute. Oh, there's my drop-down menu. Okay, sorry. I'm going to mute. I'm going to see if I can hurry mute. Sorry. Okay. I'm not sure who it is, but we're going to, okay. All right. Sorry, everyone. We'll just see if we can quiet this down. Okay. All right. Anyway, he mentions that there are 3 different types of people. He said the first type of people sign up for network marketing and they automatically will think of like 3 or 4 or 5 people they want to talk to. And they'll go to these people and they maybe don't have a whole lot of skills on building a business yet, but they just make this small mental list and think that they'll, just make it huge. And he said this is probably one of the biggest reasons why people come and go in network marketing is they'll just They don't have a big enough list, basically. And he said with this group, their only chance is luck. And the second group, he said, you know, they'll usually have a small mental list. They will write down a few names. They're starting in the right direction. Maybe they'll make a list of like 100 people, and they charge out with excitement and begin to prospect. But maybe in the beginning, they don't know for sure the best way to do it. And so, you know, their list gets smaller and their anxiety grows and they kind of stop. But he said the third group are, he called them the pros. He's like, they're the people that make prospecting their skill and keep their list growing all the time. They just have this active living list. He said leaders in network marketing company approach finding people to talk to as one of their core skills. And anyway, so here are the steps that he gives. And like I said, you can go online if you want to get a memory jogger, but he just said, make a list and make it as comprehensive as possible. Every person you think of, every person, he said, it doesn't matter. He said, you know, every person you can think of goes on the list. Even if they say they'll never be involved with network marketing, put them on their list. If they're 98 years old, put them on your list. If they're 18, put them on your list. Just everyone you can possibly think of, put down. He said, as you empty your mind out on paper, it will make more room for new contacts to come. When you write down your nephew, you may begin to think about the people that he knows, for example. All of these connections will become apparent as you make your list more and more comprehensive. Think about everyone, everything, every organization you've ever been involved with, every group you've ever been a part of. If you do this right, it will end up being hundreds and hundreds and maybe even thousands of people. So step 2 is think about members of your family. Who do they know? Add them to your list. Your friends, who do they know? Add them to your list. Think about all the relationships in your life. Who do they know? And don't worry about what you're going to do with this list yet, but just keep building your list. And then constantly expand your list. It should be an active list. It never stops growing. The pros have a goal to add at least 2 people to their list every day. Make friends, develop a connection, and when the time is right, you can help them understand what you have to offer. And then he said, you'll need to develop a higher level of awareness. You're going to have to pay attention to the world. You will be introduced to new people all the time. Get to know them, be a friend, raise your awareness. He said, think about it. If you did that 6 days a week, that's 624 new people a year. In 5 years, 3,120 people. You can see why professionals don't worry about running out of people to talk to. He said, please understand, I'm not saying you should assault these people with your pitch the moment you are introduced. Some people in network marketing make that mistake and it's not good. But just add them to your list, make friends, be a friend, develop a connection, and when the time is right, you can help them understand what you have to offer. So, and then step 4, network on purpose. Professionals network on purpose. It's hard to meet new people if you're hiding from the world. Get out there, have some fun, join a new gym, have fun with a new hobby, volunteer, find places and organizations where you can meet new people. I'm in a networking group, and probably a third or so of the people that I've sponsored that helped me earn the trip to Hawaii were from my networking group. So it's just, you know, being out there and being proactive in finding new people. So, okay, my page is not moving. Dang it. There we go. Okay. Okay. All right. I wanted to make sure we had time to talk about conference. So I think this was supposed to be before we just talked about the prospecting list, but that's okay. We're going to talk about it now because it's here. So super excited about conference. If you're on the call today and you are not going to conference, I would just strongly suggest that you go. Like I said, I've been in Reliv for 16 years, and I haven't missed many conferences. We used to have 4 a year, and now we have 2, usually one kind of on the West Coast, one sort of on the East Coast. I hear background noise again. Let me see. Somebody. Golly. Okay. Looks like everyone's muted, so I don't know where the noise is coming from. But anyway. Okay. So, but I went to my first conference. It'll be 17 years in October that I went. And at the time, we were 100% broke. Like, we had $70,000 of credit card debt, no money in the bank, no money coming in. I had no way to go. I mean, I found a way, and I went. I almost didn't go, but that conference changed the whole way that I did Reliv. I was so much more effective when I came back. It was super awesome. So anyway, and Chicago's going to be great. These are a couple things that we'll see at conference. They're introducing the new RLV hemp balm. They will talk about the future of Lunacin and hemp, the combination of those 2 superfoods from Dr. Galvez. Have an interview with Steve Reed, the hemp industry expert and Reliv partner. Recognition for Hawaiian advancements, and then training workshop filled with tips and scripts from top leaders and industry experts. And of course, lots of fun and friends and food and all of that. So let's see, the computer is not wanting to move ahead. There we go. Okay, so here's the agenda. You can go online. But basically, Friday night goes from 7 to 9. It will be an opportunity meeting. We'll meet our Reliv Champions Challenge winners. They'll introduce the new hemp balm at that meeting. And we'll hear from Ryan Montgomery. So that's super cool. Oh, and then they do, I don't know, it doesn't say here, but they usually have a little get-together afterwards. So we'll see what happens with that. And then here is the agenda for Saturday. Start right off with hearing from Robert Montgomery, and then the Clogers Foundation, which is always super near and dear to my heart, and award winners. And we'll hear from Aaron Cook, the marketing director, who's amazing. And then we'll hear from Steve Reed. Anyway, you can sort of look at this while I bring on a friend. I actually would love, I asked Robert and Lauren Laird if they would take a minute and share with us why they love conference, what it does for their business, why it's important to go, whatever they want to say about conference. So Lauren and Robert, please come on. Can you unmute yourself, or do I need to?
Yes.
You're there. You're there. Yay. Awesome. Yeah, if you want to just share with all of us for a minute about conference, that would be super.
Sure. Absolutely. Conference is one of my favorite things ever in the whole entire year to look forward to, because of just everything that happens there. It really is something that you don't want to miss, and it's really hard to explain. Funny enough, the comparison just came into my head. It's hard to explain Disneyland. Well, I don't know, you meet these characters and you go on these rides, and it's really exciting. The parade, it's not something that you can really explain unless you're there and you experience it. But we can do our best to try it. It's the people that make conference so special. It's all of the up-to-date information. It's really getting close to the leaders. I think that's really essential for a conference, is just introducing yourself. There's such quality people that they always remember you, and they make jokes, and it's just fabulous. But I don't know, I feel like I have to leave something for Robert to say.
Yeah, you covered a lot. That's great. I would also add that for the second half of Jen's question is, especially it seems like summer conference, we always walk away with so much momentum. I feel like spring conference or winter conference, we always walk out with validation, and it's kind of the warm fire in the middle of winter that gets you through, and you just start building your momentum for the year. And then I feel like whatever reason, summer conference is always such a huge infusion of energy and momentum for our business. And it really is like we need to take our Reliv every day for the energy for our body. And we need to go to conference every, 4 months, 6 months, however often they're balanced out, because that's the same sort of infusion of energy into our businesses. And it's everything Lauren said. It's connecting, it's getting more information, it's building those relationships with friends and leaders. But it really is a crucial part of business. And one thing I've observed with a lot of people is everybody who goes to conference continues to really grow and build their business. And in the people that we've had that haven't stuck around as much, quite often haven't stuck around because they're not building those connections in conference. They're not building those validations and discovering, oh, hey, that person's dealing with what I'm dealing with too. Because at the end of the day, conference is about doing life together, and Reliv is about doing life together. And it's much better done when you have a solid team of support. And you're not going to find a better team than you're going to find at Reliv Conference.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks, you guys. So go to conference. It's amazing. And I'll see you there. It's going to be fun and awesome. Okay, dokie. Okay, moving on. So one of the things I think is super important is to use the promos that Reliv offers to build our business. This is what I did to earn the Hawaii trip. Is I kind of went back to my list, and I set a goal to get, I had a goal to get at least 8 points a month to earn the Hawaii trip. And if you break that down, that's pretty much 1 master affiliate a month or 4 quick starts. So I just went back to my list and the people I've worked with and, new people, of course, but I share with everyone the promos that Reliv offers. I spent this whole week telling people, hey, there's, a couple promotions that Reliv has, half off a sign-up fee and free shipping, which can save you up to $50. And so it's a great time if you want to save some money. And, so that's why Reliv has these promos, is to help us grow our business. I think it's so amazing that Reliv has kept everything in place. So you can earn a trip, but you also, they get free shipping. You get a $250 bonus if you sponsor 3 quick starts. Like, I used all that. I wish I would have. I don't even know how many of those bonuses I received, maybe 5 or something. Or no, for sure more than that. Anyway, 3. Anyway, but they give you bonuses as you're sponsoring people. And so become familiar with all of these. They'll probably change in August. But, quick starts and master affiliates, new people that sign up, or if they're not to that level yet, they get free shipping. And then, and then as we sponsor 3, like I said, we get a bonus. So use those. That's why they have them there, is to help us. Okay, so we've made a list, and now, and this is, I think, maybe kind of the part where sometimes people get stuck, because they, they're excited and they want to share Reliv, but they don't for sure know how to talk to people. So what I would see here is just be totally real with people. People love that. They love just knowing that you're real, knowing that you want to help them. But also be excited. The people I know that sponsor the most people, they love Reliv. Like, they love talking about it. They're excited about it. But they also are super caring and love people. So it can be really simple here. We don't need to give a whole ton of information, and it needs to be what you feel comfortable with. So we all do it maybe just a little bit differently. But share your excitement and why you thought of them. Or, like Eric Worre talked about, as we're finding people, as we're meeting friends and connecting, we just become great connectors online, or, with the people that in the network, in the marketing group that I'm in, we have what we call one-to-ones, or one-to-one appointments with the different members of the group that I'm in. There's 65 members. And the more of those appointments I do, the more people that I see them every week, but there's 65 of them, and I only have 30 seconds to to share what I do every week. So when I have those one-to-one appointments, which is more like an hour, then I get to know the person better. And anyway, so it's just a way to connect, but listen to people, and then, let them know that you know something that can help them, and that you can call them back with more information. That's something that's helped me. And then, we want to share the Reliv story whenever it's possible. Not just basically go out and just try to sell products to, people walking down the street or something. We want to help them understand. So, and however, if you have a system in your area, maybe you have Tuesday nights every week or a couple meetings a month, which is what we do in Reliv, or even in our area. You can certainly invite people to those meetings, but you don't have to wait. I do online appointments. I did 3 yesterday, and I think like 3 the day before. So it's an easy way for me to just shoot them an email or tell them where to go online, and I just do a walkthrough and help people understand the company, the products, and their options as far as purchasing the products. You can also maybe do an in-home appointment if they're close to you, or like I said, if you have a meeting in your area, invite them to the meeting. But lots of different ways to help share the Reliv story and, get with people. And also, just sharing stories, which we'll talk more about, is a great way to help have people understand Reliv. And then ask for a decision. And it's super easy. Now it's easier online, which I'll show in just a second. We all, probably most of us know this, but, ask people where they want to get started. And, the appointment I did yesterday, or the last one I did anyway, he said, hey, I'm thinking, he mentioned his friend that has really severe fibromyalgia. She actually smokes marijuana because she's in so much pain. So he's like, I think she'd really love CBD. And so he was thinking of all these people, but I shared with him the specials of the month and everything. And he said, well, I'm just going to try it. I want to try it, see how it works for me, and then we'll go from there. And that was his decision. And so helped him know those options, and he ordered product. So if they're, if they're interested in building a business, you want to review those options: customer, distributor, master affiliate. Be prepared. Everything's online now. It's so easy, which makes it nice. This is kind of what people will see when they go online and they click join. It will say become a customer, join as a customer, or join as a distributor. So I tell people there's 3 options as a customer. They can buy it full retail. They can pay $10 a year as a preferred customer and save 10% on every order. Or if they auto ship, they actually save 25% because they save an additional 10% plus get free shipping currently. I'm not sure how long that will last, but currently that's what it is, I believe. Or they can join as a distributor, and I let them know they can save 20 to 40%. And if that's what they're interested in, is saving more and becoming a distributor and sharing with others, then I go through those steps again as far as saving. And if you're new on the call and you don't know what those are or aren't familiar with them, call your upline and they'll go through it. But so if they click on become a distributor, here's their customer options. See there, retail customer, preferred customer, 20% discount when you auto ship. And then here's what they'll see if they click on become a distributor. It will ask for just general information, their email address, username, password, name, birth date, all of that stuff. So they'll enter that, pay $20 this month or maybe $40 next month. Not sure what that will change to, but then they're good to go as a distributor, and then help them do their order. So, you want to walk people through this, help them do it, and help them place their order and, you know, register and go and get ready. And then follow-up is super important. All of us, I think every one of us, if we think back to why we love Reliv so much, it's the stories. I never, ever get tired of hearing the stories. It's exciting. It's exciting to see, you know, new stories with the new product line, and it's fun to hear stories with the people that you share Reliv with. And so as we share these stories with others, it helps them fall in love with Reliv. And it's nice because we don't have to know it all. We don't have to do it ourselves. This man that I did an appointment with yesterday was in a motorcycle accident, so I got him on with Roger Rockwell, and they connected really well. And he just, you know, he said, what products would you recommend I start with? And it just, it's cool. Like, it's magic. Follow up, when you hear those stories, it helps people get to that next step. And I use follow up to do just that. I make sure that every call I do helps people move along in Reliv. So if they're brand new, you know, I want to make sure that call answers their questions on what products to take, and, you know, make sure they're taking it consistently and correctly. Maybe, you know, I just this week sponsored a quick start man that has pancreatic cancer, and he's not doing well, and his sweet wife is trying to find answers for him. And you know, I'm just trying to help them understand the best way to take Reliv and to hear stories. And just every day this week, I've kind of tried to move them along and help them the best way that I know how. So follow-up provides a great service for people too, and helps them. It helps answer questions. You know, if someone maybe doesn't like the taste, or if you think they should maybe add in a functional formula like Arthefect or something, maybe they have arthritis, then that's accomplished best, I have found, through follow-up. And I'll always share, like, you know, the person that's sharing their story, I'll tell them kind of what I want, you know, maybe mention, you know, I'll tell them, you know, maybe help them to know what products you took that were effective or whatever. So, all right. This is a quote from Ryan Montgomery from Orlando Conference. He said, those of you who figure out the old way of doing things in Reliv and the new way with technology will be the ones who will win the day. And so what we just talked about is kind of the old way. It's a good way. It's still the way everyone I know does, in every company does. You know, you've got to make a list and talk to people, and if you want a business. But with the internet, is obviously huge. It's everywhere. Everyone has a smartphone. And so the new way of doing Reliv is to use the technology to build your business. And I am not a pro, but like I said earlier, I'm trying to learn every day, trying to educate myself. I am learning. I am getting prospects and things on using some of these, you know, some I'm better at than others, but there are programs that help. One is called Laird.com. There are other ones I think maybe you're a little bit better, but they help you post one thing and it shoots out to all of them or whatever accounts you set up. But there's ways that you can, you know, gather email addresses and maybe, you know, do newsletters and send them out, or whatever you choose to do. This is something that can definitely help you get new, you know, prospects in your business. I will say something that I didn't know that I have learned is it's really good not to put the name of your product or company on your page. You want, because then what do people do? The first thing they do is they go out and Google it, and they'll find someone else, or they'll read about it and make their own assumptions. So you want, it's called curiosity marketing. You want people to be curious and come to you and ask questions. So I have a business fan page, a Facebook page, and I used to put jen.reliv.com, which is my Reliv website, on every single post I ever did, every post. And I have since stopped that because, because you want people to message you and be able to contact them and be in the driver's seat and have control and teach them as you go than just having them know right away what your product is. So I will say that. But there are, like, here, this is one lady I sometimes will follow. She's in another marketing company, but she, this is how I learned not to put your name on. Anyway, so I just listen to things like this and learn, and it helps me learn how to do Reliv better. So, all right. If you know the Montgomerys, Bob and his sons, you'll know that they are very big into setting goals. Ryan talked at Orlando conference about how he has daily goals, weekly goals, yearly goals, and they're in front of him all the time, and he looks at them every day. So he said, write down your yearly goals in every area of your life, have them in front of you every day. And that's honestly, when I think about what I did to earn the Hawaii trip, like right the very first day I heard about it, I thought about setting goals and what I needed to do to reach that, like daily, weekly, monthly. And it was on my mind every day. What can I do to make that happen? So goals in, not just in your Reliv business, but with your family, as a spouse, in everything you do, goals help you grow, and they're important. I love this quote: without a goal, there can be no real success. Here's a quote from Bob Montgomery. He said, you get involved with Reliv to change your health and finances, which is exactly what happened to me. And you stay involved because Reliv changes you. And it really does. Bob has said Reliv is a self-improvement course disguised as a business. And most of you know this, but I was super, super shy, still am. But Reliv has helped me a lot. Like, I have grown tremendously, I feel like, in certain aspects of my life through Reliv, and continue to learn and grow, and which is awesome. And part of that growth has come from your good examples of friends and people that I love in Reliv. But here's a couple of quotes I love. I absolutely believe in faith and believing in yourself and believing in others. And says, we paint our world with our thoughts and our level of belief. The process of success starts with thoughts, ideas, and visualization. Holy cow, I can't talk. If you see it in your mind, if you believe it and have the courage to speak it, it will happen. And then this one, begin at once to imagine your life the way you want it to be. Move away from thoughts and actions that do not fall in harmony with where you want to be. Immediately change to a new thought if your current thought isn't in line with your higher vision. So, just positive thinking, and, the moment that you think, maybe think, I can't find any new people, or, maybe when I talked about making a list, you think, I just, no one will want to listen to me, or whatever your thought is. If it's not, if your goal and your dream is to be successful and help people in Reliv, and something negative enters your mind like that, immediately change it to a new thought, a positive thought, and think, I'm going to find someone today. I was doing calls with Eileen Tesh, who has, I think, the second to the highest points. I think last time I saw, she had 103 points. So she's earned all the extra money and a suite in Hawaii, and she just continues to share and earn points. But, I love to learn from people, and I love to learn. And so we were doing calls, follow-up calls with each other. I call it a power hour, back and forth. And I just, when we first got on the phone, I congratulated her and said, Eileen, you're so awesome. And I'm like, what are you doing? And she said, you know what I'm doing? Is I just pray every day. Who needs this? Who's ready for this? Who, you know, and she set a good example for me. Like I am very into prayer, and I have tried to use prayer and belief and goals and faith and all that in my Reliv business. But, you know, after she told me that, and I said, okay, do you want to do the first call, or I'll do the first call? And she's like, no, we're going to pray first. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's super awesome. So she, you know, I just think there is for sure a higher power that's here. You know, Reliv, we have something amazing. We have something that blesses lives. And there is a higher power that will help us achieve our dreams and goals if we believe in ourselves and have that faith and use him and use the power of prayer and positive thinking and all these wonderful things to help us. I believe we'll be led to people. I was, and I think we all will be. So love, Reliv. This is pretty much the end of training, but go to conference. Let's all work together. You know, it's people like us that are on training, that are going to conference, that are building a business that will take Reliv to that billion-dollar business like it deserves to be, should be, needs to be. And we'll help a lot of people along the way and bless our own families' lives and our lives. And so anyway, that is it. We'll wrap up a few minutes early. I'm sure we have lots to do today. I know I do. It's Saturday. But let me stop the recording before I forget.